Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some very interesting things to go over. New Generation 10 leaks, rumors and image rumors to go over, some Legends EA stuff and also some pretty bad Pokemon updates as well that I did want to talk about. There's so much stuff to break down today, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, we have a pretty cool update from El Chico Eevee regarding Pokemon Unite. The ZA player outfits are going to be available in-game for Pokemon Unite from Pokemon Legends EA. So these outfits are really cool. You also have the Mega Evolution bracelet as well. And to obtain these in Pokemon Unite, you just have to have saved game data from Pokemon Legends EA. So very simple, just how we usually get mystery gifts and... well, not really mystery gifts, but you just get like gifts in-game for having saved data. Like in BDSP, you got, I think you got Jirachi, you got Mew. In other games as well, you got like Gigantamax Pikachu, Gigantamax Eevee, just for having saved games of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, BDSP, stuff like that. So it's very cool because it just kind of rewards you more for getting all of the Pokemon games. But this time it's for Pokemon Unite. I'm sure there will be rewards in Pokemon Legends EA as well for having saved data for like Scarlet and Violet and stuff. But if you do want the ZA player outfits in Pokemon Unite, I'm not sure when the release date of these are going to be. I assume around the 16th of October because that's when Pokemon Legends EA drops. You just have to have saved game data from Pokemon Legends EA and you'll be able to get these outfits in Pokemon Unite. Moving on, I wanted to quickly go over this Gamescom Asia because Pokemon are also going to be attending this event. We've got Stealth tweeting out saying the attendees at Gamescom Asia in October have been announced. So Nintendo, Pokemon Company, Bandai Namco, Capcom, Daedalic, HoYoverse, Ubisoft, Xbox, and more. So this was a post on VGC saying Gamescom Asia announces Glenn Schofield, a keynote, and 70+ industry speakers. So Capcom, Nintendo, and more will exhibit at the Thailand-based event. So Dead Space and the Callisto Protocol lead, I've definitely butchered that. Glenn Schofield has been announced as a keynote speaker at this year's Gamescom Asia, which is set to take place next month in Bangkok, Thailand. So Schofield, who is best known for his work on Call of Duty, Dead Space, and the Callisto Protocol, will share insights into his creative inspiration as well as his thoughts and technology like AI during a keynote session at Gamescom Asia times Thailand Game Show 2025. Yada yada yada. This year's Gamescom Asia will see it merge with Thailand Game Show to create the region's largest gaming event. Previously, Gamescom Asia was held in Singapore. So the new combined event is scheduled to take place from the 16th to the 19th of October, which of course is the release date of Pokemon Legends EA. So I expect you to be able to play Legends EA at this location. I don't know if it's going to be like a different demo or anything like that. But yeah, Pokemon are going to be here. I assume to promote Pokemon Legends ZA, but you know, it's just interesting that obviously it's on the release date of the game. At the Queen Sirikit National Convention Center, featuring an expansive business area, industry gaming conference, and an exciting entertainment area, according to Colin Mess. The show is for both developers looking to network and form relationships with wider partners and players who will get the chance to try out the latest games. So on the consumer side of the show, publishers and studios will include Bandai Namco, Capcom, and like I say, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, Ubisoft, yada yada yada. So if you are in this area around the 16th to the 19th of October and you're unsure whether you're going to get Pokemon Legends EA, then it's probably worth going because you're probably going to be able to play the demo there. But like I say, for the majority of Pokemon Legends EA fans, the game's going to be out on this date regardless, so we're going to be playing it anyway. But hey, who knows? There might be some extra stuff revealed. Probably not, but I wanted to go over that anyway because Pokemon is at another event. Moving on, let's go over some pretty bad news from Pokemon now. And it's a shame that this is happening. It's only been met with bad kind of publicity and stuff, and that's because it is just a really bad thing. Look, I love Pokemon. I've played it my whole life. But this is just really, really bad from them. But we've got VGC posting saying Nintendo has successfully acquired a US patent covering the ability to summon characters in a game and make them battle for you, which is just so many games, and now they've got the patent for it. It's ridiculous, man. So yeah, the new patent theoretically covers an action that is present in numerous non-Nintendo games. So Nintendo has successfully acquired a US patent on a gameplay mechanic used in other games. So as spotted by Games Fray, Nintendo was granted a patent last week which covers the action of summoning another character and making them battle on the player's behalf. I mean, things like this could even be taken into account with like Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, because you're literally summoning characters to battle on the player's behalf. Like, you can't surely can't get a patent for that because it's so many games. But specifically, the patent describes a situation where a console or other system is being used to run a video game from storage. The player controls a character in a virtual space. The player can perform an input command to make a sub-character appear, i.e. summon another character. So obviously in Pokemon's case, that's what they're talking about, but that's literally in so many different video games. If there's an enemy where the sub-character appears, the player can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. So obviously it's all Pokemon stuff, but like I say, this is very much present in loads of other games. If there's no enemy where the sub-character appears, the sub-character will automatically move around. The player can move the sub-character to a different location on the field, and if an enemy is there, they can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. So many different games. The most obvious example of this pattern is obviously in action is a Pokemon game where a player can summon a Pokemon and use them to battle other Pokemon on their behalf. It could theoretically be interpreted to cover a number of other games. However, another example could be Nintendo's Pikmin series, where players summon Pikmin by either uprooting them or choosing them from the player's ship and moving them to different locations, triggering fights if they hit an enemy. There are already concerns online that Nintendo's new patent could lead to a number of lawsuits in which it sues any other company that tries to implement a summoning mechanic in its game, putting future titles in series like Persona at risk. However, whereas trademark law says that a company could lose its trademark if it doesn't challenge any infringements, this isn't the case with patents. While Nintendo has patented this mechanic, it can choose not to pursue any other company that decides to use it, and only do so when it feels its own IP is being threatened. So obviously this was the case with Palworld, which has seen accusations of plagiarizing from the Pokemon games ever since its release in early 2024. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Pocket Pair in Japan last year, alleging that Palworld infringes on 3 patents that are related to monster catching gameplay, including summoning pals by throwing pal spheres and using pals as vehicles like gliders. So it's not like they are going to challenge every single game that has this kind of feature, but the fact, like, let's say you're working on a game for like 5 years, and then Pokemon are like, or Nintendo are like, you know what, it's kind of similar to Pokemon, we're gonna sue you. It's just ridiculous. I cannot believe that this is allowed. It covers so many different games, like I say, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Persona, anything like that where you summon something to attack for you, and if there's nothing there, then it just moves around and stuff. It's crazy. I cannot believe this has been allowed, but yeah, really, really scummy from Pokemon and Nintendo. You can't really defend it. It's just very bad. I get why they've done it. It's to obviously protect themselves against potential future things like Palworld, but it's just scary for game developers now, where if you don't align with what Nintendo think is fair, then they're gonna sue you, basically, which is just, I mean, I assume that's what's happening here. I can't say for sure, but that's how it kind of reads. So yeah, really, really dark day for the gaming franchise, to be fair. I think it's very, very bad from Nintendo. And Pokemon, it is what it is, man. I don't even know how you can even justify it, but I wanted to go over that anyway because it's quite a big sort of Pokemon. I mean, I don't think it's Nintendo, not Pokemon, but obviously they're using Pokemon as like one of the main sort of reasons for it. But yeah, either way, that's that. Moving on, I wanted to quickly go over this post from Ball Guy as well regarding Generation 10. We recently covered some information saying that Moot's information regarding Generation 10 was all fake, and now we have a little bit more information to go over as well from Ball Guy regarding the names of Generation 10. So, originally, we expected the Generation 10 games to be called Wind and Wave, because of something to do with the Terra leak and something to do with the build version or whatever, and that's kind of what like Centro was posting about. And obviously because Centro is such a big leak account, a lot of people genuinely believed him, including me. Like, I thought that it seemed like it made sense, but we've got Ball Guy here posting, replying to someone saying start talking about Gaia, and he's saying, okay, version N and version K, whatever, literally mean nothing but the engine version. So Centro just gaslit everyone into believing otherwise, and as a result, the K's/Nami BS sprang out. So there is no evidence to suggest that Pokemon Generation 10 is going to be called Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Wave. It is going to be based on Greece. It is going to be based on an archipelago of islands, but that's all we really know about Generation 10. There's been one Luminion image that's leaked for it as well, but apart from that, there's been no other Generation 10 stuff that's leaked. So all the Moot stuff, fake. Wind and Wave, not real. Or, I mean, the builds are there, but that doesn't mean that's what the names are going to be called. So all that other Generation 10 stuff is not legit. The only legit things that it is based on Greece, and it's based on an archipelago of islands as well. So yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to go over regarding that. We do also have some Generation 10 rumored images to go over as well. They don't look they don't look Pokemon like, in my opinion. I like this one. This one's pretty cool. But these are some images that popped up on 4chan. They posted a couple of images, but these were some of the ones that that they posted first. So the first one is, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a fire, like, I mean, it's on a Nintendo Switch anyway. I mean, that's what they're kind of using. I mean, it looks like a Temtem, or it looks like a Palmon or whatever, a Palworld like creature or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't give me like a Pokemon vibe. And also, like, there's just nothing going on in this game. Like, it's just open field with a couple of mountain volcanoes in the background. There is nothing. And I don't think, like, Gen 10 is going to be open world, but I don't think it's going to be this open world where there's literally just like a field of nothing and then one Pokemon. Like, there's not even any Pokemon in the background, unless this is just something like a new feature where you can kind of just send out your Pokemon and then it's like a play feature or something to like boost friendship, and that's why this is the background. But it doesn't look like it at all. It looks like this is the world and this Pokemon's just kind of like running around. And this is taken from a trailer or something, but again, very, very unlikely. So that's the first image rumor. And then the next image rumors that I wanted to go over is this creature, which looks like I don't know, it's like a bird with a horn, but it's also just got like, I don't even know, like hands and legs and a fire tail, kind of Charmander-ish sort of Pokemon vibes going on here. Kind of gives me like dinosaur vibes, but like it's a bird with a, like I say, a salamander tail. Again, this is in a volcano area. Again, nothing going on in the background, just a massive open bit of space with smoke coming out of these volcanoes. I assume if this was legit, it would be the Fire Island or something, like an island dedicated to fire Pokemon or something. But again, it looks all right, but it just doesn't give me Pokemon vibes in the slightest. So I'm going to say these are fake. But again, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough whether these are real or not. But that's just a couple of extra kind of image rumors to go over for Generation 10. Finishing things off, we have a pretty big rumor to go over for Generation 10. This was posted on the 25th of August. This is titled Wind and Wave, so it already isn't off to a good start, because we now know that the games are very likely not going to be called Pokemon Wind and Wave, as regarding what Ball Guy has said. They could still be called Wind and Wave, it's just that what we think is the reason they're going to be called that isn't a legitimate reason. But either way, this was posted on 4chan. Take it with a big old grain of salt. We're just talking Generation 10 today. But either way, it says the Helia region is divided into 10 islands. The islands are arranged in a circle with a vortex of water and air in the center. 8 of the islands have a gym. The first is empty and the last one is home to the league. You start on the first island and move on to the second island by boat. From the second island to the third, you unlock the ability to swim on a Pokemon that looks like a rowboat. So we're going to get a boat Pokemon in this game. From the 6th island onwards, you unlock the ability to fly on one of those birds. That's very late. 6 islands in to learn like fly. I feel like with a game like this, where you're going to be fast traveling a ton, not fast traveling, but where you're going to be, you know, roaming and exploring and everything, I feel like 6 gyms in is quite far for fly. But either way, it says you fly on one of those birds from Tears of the Kingdom. At one point, you also have a jellyfish that acts as your gas tank while you dive. At the end of the tour, you return to your first island by boat. The first island cannot be reached by any other means, so you can only go there by boat. So, already off to a very comedic start. But a philosopher makes you choose between an anteater, a dog, and a beaver. The islands have different themes. The first is a prairie with a huge open-air Pokemon laboratory in the center. The second is wooded and rural. The third is volcanic. So, I mean, I guess that's what they're talking about here. But this isn't the same rumor, by the way. This isn't like what was accompanied with these. They're just kind of obviously going over different natural habitats. The fourth is a snow-covered island. The fifth is full of cities. The sixth is mountainous and seems uninhabited. But there is a city in the caves. The 7th island is artificial and can be entered from underwater. The 8th is a mix of forest, mountains, and snow. The 9th island is a desert, and the 10th is a lush beach. Many of the islands have a temple in honor of a star, but not all of them. Stars are mysterious Pokemon that can be summoned during battles. To summon a shooting star, the Pokemon must have an amulet with it. All Pokemon can summon a star. The star that falls depends on the island you are on. So the first star, for example, increases attack power, but when summoned, attacks can be stolen by your opponent, or you can steal them, if you wish. The point is that every turn the star remains on the field, its power becomes stronger and stronger. Just as it was summoned, it can also be released. When you use a star, your Pokemon cannot be replaced or healed by items, nor can it escape from battle. So you summon this star, and every turn the star's there, you get stronger, but you can't switch out, you can't use items, you can't do anything like that. Very interesting gimmick. And obviously, depending on the island you're on, it depends, I assume, of the typing. So if you're obviously on the volcanic island, then it will give you like a fire star and it will boost fire type attacks or something. Some Pokemon, such as Sentret, change appearance when they summon the star, becoming practically angels. For example, Sentret becomes thin and long, its stripes move hypnotically, and its tail becomes a parachute with wings. The Pokemon has an iridescent color that is always changing. And then it goes on to say, a Pokemon cannot become stellar right away, but must first pass rituals at the temple on the island in question. When a Pokemon becomes stellar, I mean, we just had stellar in Generation 9, but I assume they're using the word again. It is the same on every island. The first turn of the transformation has a penalty to every stat, but each turn has an increase. So you use this star, it decreases your stats, but then every turn it boosts the stats. So I guess Protect would be being used all the time. The transformation lasts until the end of the battle, and the star cannot be released by the summoner in this case, but it can be stolen by the opponent. At that point, the Pokemon returns to normal. To steal a star, you must summon 3 times in a row while the star is on the opponent's field. This is bad. Invoking costs 1 turn, and depending on the time and place, various things can happen. For example, if you invoke in vain while the sky is cloudy, it could start raining or the sun could come out. Is it even worth reading the rest of this? Is so bad. These are 2 groups of priests, those of wind and those of the waves. If you play Pokemon Wind, the bad guys are those of the wind, and vice versa. So if you Pokemon Wind, then the wave guys are bad. If you're playing Pokemon Wave, the wind guys are bad. You can join a band of pirates who seem like bad guys at first, but who are actually good guys. The pirate leader is an orphaned rapper, and he is secretly the champion. That could be... It might be the worst rumor I've ever covered on this channel. It generally could be. It's just absolutely terrible. So yeah, big old fake rumor there, 100%. There's no way that's true. The gimmick just, it doesn't make sense. You got pirates, you got priests, you got all this. It just sounds like I don't even know. It sounds like a really badly written movie, if anything. Anyway, that's that. But that's going to be where we end today's video. So if you enjoyed it, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this rumor, your thoughts on the Generation 10 image rumors, and then also your thoughts on everything else we covered. The Wind and Wave stuff from Ball Guy, the Pokemon pattern, Gamescom, Legends ZA, and then also the ZA outfit. But yeah, subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.